new attention on a centuries-old tradition. For more than 1,000 years, Christian pilgrims and those seeking self-reflection have embarked on the Camino de Santiago. It's a network of hiking routes throughout France, Portugal, and Spain that all meet in the Spanish city of Santiago de Compostela. This year, Elizabeth Palmer went along for the journey to see how this ancient attraction is adapting in the 21st century.
It's early morning in the Herboan Monastery in northern Spain. Next door in the hostel, Brianna Johnson is getting ready with ankle support and some fond farewells. Today is the final leg of a very personal journey. She's one of the modern pilgrims who, rain or shine, set out to follow an ancient way known simply as the Camino.
Basically every single person I've talked to has been interested in connecting in something greater and getting to know themselves better.
They seek those connections on a route marked with a scallop motif. It winds hundreds of miles across southern Europe, from the Atlantic coast to village roads and along forest paths, all leading to the great cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. It's the final stop for walkers who can scarcely believe they've made it, exhausted and ecstatic. For more than 1,000 years, Christians have trodden the same route on a holy journey to the shrine in Santiago's cathedral, which the faithful believe holds the bones of Jesus' disciple, St. James.
It's born out of Christianity. The Camino de Santiago started with the discovery of the remains of St. James here in Santiago de Compostela, right over in the cathedral.
Stephen Rindle is a former U.S. paratrooper who's walked the Camino almost every year for a decade. It's both an expression of his Christian faith and a calling. Rindle founded Warriors on the Way, pilgrimage as therapy for traumatized American veterans.
Every day begins with the Mass, so you get your healing theme for the day during that morning Mass, and then immediately upon finishing, we start hiking.
Religion, he says, can play a role in recovery or not.
When you're on the Camino and you've got these beautiful lush fields in front of you and the trees and waterways and then big open fields, it's nothing but positive reinforcement.
Hey, I'm Frank, New York.
It was Martin Sheen in the movie The Way back in 2010 that made the Camino famous in the U.S. Last year, a record 40,000 Americans made the journey. And they all came through here, the Pilgrims' office in Santiago de Compostela. Travelers who complete at least 60 miles of the Camino on foot or 120 by bicycle check in here to get an official stamp. Cesar Rua has been welcoming them for 18 years. And he says the crowds have changed.
So every year there are more and more Americans.
Yeah, sure. It's exponential.
Exponential.
It's exponential, yes, every day.
The traditional inhabitants of Santiago have been forced to adjust. The town's deeply Catholic traditions have had to make way for guest houses, souvenir shops, and trendy restaurants. But still, in high season, Santiago is overwhelmed.
Like, do people worry?
We do, because the state that Santiago is right now, it's not capable of having so much people. You know, there are not enough hotels, there are not enough restaurants, but in a few years' time, it will be.
And a good thing, too, because these are boom times for walkers in search of exercise, spiritual renewal, and a link with history.
Do you feel the weight of the past as you go?
Yes.
So many thousands of people who've trodden these roads over more than 1,000 years.
I do, and I will say as an American, it's particularly fun because we're used to, like, if a building is more than 70 years old, we're like, wow, that's an old building.
For Johnson, who's between jobs, the Camino offered a break from her phone and social media.
I think something where you are forced to disconnect and just have a lot of time to think and connect with something a little bit larger than yourself.
What have you learned about yourself?
I've learned that I really can do hard things, that I push myself really hard. I mean, my average step count has been 40,000 steps a day.
And have you found some peace that you didn't have when you started?
Yes, I think so. I think just like kind of a more of an inner calm.
So why should this ancient path, more than any other hiking trail, bring inner calm? The tradition of hospitality, for a start, with simple accommodation offered cheaply by the church and by local people. But it's also, says Steve, the pilgrim's mindset, seeking, not expecting.
In that you have to have a concept of relying on others. The pilgrim has, as unique from a tourist, for example, the need to go in and find what's available in the hospitality, find what's available in the way of help.
In the drizzle of late afternoon, a weary Brianna Johnson finally arrives at the cathedral. By the time we catch up with her, it's sinking in.
Yeah, this is awesome. Wow, this is surprising.
Those are tears of joy?
Yes, totally. Yeah, definitely not sadness.
She has covered 160 grueling miles in 11 days.
Well done, you.
I mean, I was thinking this has to be the biggest feat I've accomplished.
The next feat will be to carry some of that Camino magic back with her into the bustle of modern life. For CBS Saturday Morning, Elizabeth Palmer from Spain.
160 miles with what? 20
That
pounds
backpack.
at least on her back?
But it is the thing she said, I can do hard things. In that time later in life where you're like, I don't know if I can keep going. I don't know if I can get back up after getting knocked down. That's what you reflect on. It's beautiful, and what a message it gives you to leave with.
And it's something I think backpackers, they are truly the in-between the tourist and the pilgrim.
Yeah.
In that seeking of something special.
Interesting how the town also has had to adapt to all of the new attention.